Meow, 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 meow,
Meow,
meow,
meow.
meow, meow, meow.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us on Crafted. I almost forgot the name of my own show. Oh man, I didn't realize how exhausting an hour of streaming was, and I mean James and Kenny were amazing last hour. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to go, guys, because that really did wear me out. But I wanted to let you guys know that I'm alive and doing good. And thank you, James from Fish Room Fever, for being here. And thank you, Riko, for being here. And, you know, I don't even have your guys' picture in the corner. I can at least change the wallpaper.
Nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry
This
about
is the wallpaper from our last Geek show.
We're good. I see my mustache in here. I'm represented.
Yeah, Ed, well, you know what? It is a funny picture.
It is.
Take a minute to breathe. I'm going to go through the hellos and the highlighted questions. I'll let Riko handle the super chats and super stickers. So, from the participants list, hello, and welcome to, is it Al Wet Socks or AI Wet Socks? I can't make it out on my screen.
It's Al.
Okay. I was thinking that's what I heard. Al Wet Socks, Aquaria Life, BJ Palmer, Bunny Viper, Carlos Diaz, Cat Hair Crafts, Heather's Aquatics and Exotics, Chad Krotz, Christopher Medeiros, Fantastic Freaks, Fish Rumor, Hillbilly Aquatics, Jailbirds, Guppies and Aquatics, Jennifer Weaver, John Cox, Joseph Stanley, Levi's Aquariums, Terrariums, Kelly Foreman, Maria Z, Melvin Reef, Mike's Aquatics and Things, Paul Sotero, Punchy Pates, Sarah J. Seaver, the Savannah Darter, Shinestra 1331, Skipper's Aquarium, Skull Aquatics, Stephen P. 2003 Aquatics, Texas Fish Room, the Nano Aquarium Guy, the Zen Ginger Whips World, Azana Doo, Nolas Dawson Aquatics, Mystics Reptiles and Aquatics, and all the people that are bouncing in and out of the participants list. I can't catch all of you, but thank you so much for being here. And everybody that's just hanging out, chilling, lurking, that's not on that list, we appreciate you being here as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm just, Ed, I know that you probably can't go the whole time, but I'm just happy to see your face.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was very happy when you said you were going to do this. So
I noticed something when Kenny and James were talking like a half hour before the show. Have you ever seen Trailer Park Boys?
Yes.
I look like Julian. I wish I had a black bandana.
You do.
I got this just for this show so I could do Julian. You got Trailer Park Boys is a Canadian broadcast channel.
Nova Scotia.
Yeah, it's an amazing stupid show for anybody that likes stupid comedy, and I love it. And Julian is always the kind of the tough guy that walks around, and he's always got a Coke or a rum and Coke in his hand.
I think there was one time he put it down, and throughout the entire run, I think there was one time. Real quick, let me go over the super chats before a lot of them go away. So. Fantastic Freaks. Hi, Austin. He says, speaking for a lot of us, great to have the stream back and you doing better, Ed. Hoping to continue to get better as Aquatic Con nears and stay fantastic. Maria Z just gave you it's the little dog fox cat thing that you like. Says you're amazing. And it was a $50 super chat. Kelly Foreman, $20 super chat, says, so glad you're on the road to recovery. Mike's Aquatics and Things, $5 with the cat doing the thing. I know it's not a cat, people. Don't get mad at me.
But it's a cat for me.
What's that?
It's a cat for me because
it's a cat for you. Yeah. Speedy recovery, Ed from Xanadude. Be careful over there.
I just I moved my shoulders, and I'm not allowed to lift more than 10 pounds or lift them over my head. And between the streams, I was blowing my nose so much. It was just killing my rib cage so much. And gosh, I just did this and it killed me. Sorry, guys.
No, you know, I just maybe we run half an hour. I don't want you to push it. You already look like you're in a lot of pain. I'd hate for you to.
But there's so much stuff I got to show you too.
Chad Krotz said, "We want the Ed. Give us the Ed, or welcome back." That's a $10 super chat, and I'm skipping all the way down. I'm just hitting up the super chats.
You guys,
and it jumped on me, so hopefully I didn't miss any. Nope, I got him. Okay. Next up, we've got Ash Light Cloud with a $50 super chat. Ed takes a licking and keeps on ticking. You were
And I'm
talking about
literally
here
ticking.
yes.
Can you hear it?
it?
Can anybody hear the ticking? Let's see if I do. This is going to be weird, but I'm going to put this in my throat.
No,
Can you hear it at all?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh. Well, you're almost on the right beat. I can hear it nonstop going tick, 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 tick.
Will that go away, or will you just get used to it, or?
Hopefully I get used to it. It'll never go away.
Okay.
Like when I'm in all the doctors' little office rooms, because it's so small, the doctors are like, wow, that's loud. It's like, yeah. So, but it drives me nuts at night.
I bet.
Oh,
I bet.
And I've got these earphones. I got to buy another set of these Bluetooth earphones because they only last for about 5.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
But I plow rain and thunder in my ears, and it drowns it out.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, I'm listening to the tick, and I'm waiting for it to stop. Because when it stops, it's not good.
Well, hopefully you hear it.
You're just like,
You know, hopefully. Kelly Foreman said Fat Kitty is excited to see Nico. That was a $20 super chat. Whips World says, so stoked to see you guys. Missed you so much. Hi, Nico.
There's my boy.
MedCow74. Hey, dude. He says, for you being alive, LOL. $5 super chat. Bob Kaler, $100 super chat. Number one fan. Love you, Ed.
Wow.
I got down to Bird Rack. There he is. There's Bird Rack. Bird Garden. Hi, Rack. Get well soon, buddy. $20 super chat. Daryl Deemer, $20 super chat. Delilah's Critters. Hi, delightful Delilah. I love you so much, Ed. Get better soon. Rustic Nashville, $10 super chat. So glad you're recovering, buddy. And hopefully I got them all. I don't think I missed any there. Hopefully I got them all. Thank you guys so much for showing them some love.
Oh, and I've gotten so many cards. I love the cards. Every day, it's so exciting to get a couple of cards. It's a lot of fun. And so many nice gifts. I've been wanting to do. I wanted to debut this on a live stream because I wanted to. This is what my off-season football season look used to be. Growing up, not growing up at the car factory. This is what I normally look like, and then I would change it to red for. Well, I got this in my mouth. I would change it to red for football season. So I haven't been able to be kind of me for years. But I didn't want to do a video and debut it. I wanted to do it live with you guys. I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but I think it's cool.
I think it's cool.
Thank you. But I want to do. I mean, Riko, you were so amazing. How you've helped send so many people stuff or help them. It's been so much fun.
All I did was give addresses. I give your address out. That's all I did.
Well, it's so much fun because my mom and dad are always like, oh, what do you get today? You know.
Well, we did. A group of us did put together, a couple of care packages for you there. But I know a lot of other people also on their own did a lot of stuff, and I've really been.
Maria Z has done way too much.
She always does. She always does. I really just been pushing, telling people, hit me up if you want your Ed's address. And so many people were asking for it. So many people asked for it. So
that's awesome.
Thank you for Ed for all the stuff you guys did. That was amazing.
This is from Nola Jane.
And
that's
Mikey
super
says,
cool.
But wait, there's more coming, Ed.
She got me a doll that I really like. Thank you, Nola. And I won't ever chop its head off.
The board game, Sean Peck helped with that. He gave us some feedback on a good board game to get you. Clay was a lot of people pitched in for Clay, the paints and stuff. I mean, it really was a community effort.
I brought the clay in case I still need to make 2 more fish. This was one of the last fish I made.
So
I think
cute.
It came out super cute.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna sand all these fish. I've got 10. I never dreamt that having your chest cracked would mean the loss of your arms for so long. I mean, when I stand up, I'm not allowed to touch anything because I might put too much pressure on my shoulders that are attached to my rib cage. Most people get a wire type thing on their rib cage when they cut it.
Yeah.
But with me, they put a metal plate on there and screwed it in instead because they said that it had to make up for the weight of my arms.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ed, but before I forget these, Peplin, hi Pep, he gave you a $10 super chat, and Fantastic Freaks, back again, $3 super chat.
You guys are all too wonderful. Thank you so much.
You should have enough clay to last you for a while, though, right? I mean, I saw the unboxing, and there was more that came after that, right?
And Dee Dee sent me a package today with a whole bunch of different colors of clay and wonderful food, and my dad was getting really excited about that. Only Oscar sent me this giant thing of food, and I think my dad's eating more of the dried vegetable or fruits than anybody. Every time I see him coming out of the kitchen, he's got a fruit in his mouth. It's awesome. One of the ladies at my mom's church made me 24 cookies. And I got 2 cookies, and my mom got 2 cookies. And they were gone the next day.
Wow.
It's so cool, though. My dad has been so amazing, you guys. He's been taking care of my fish. Like 3 times a day, he goes and checks on them. If he has any questions, he reports. I haven't been able to see my fish for like almost 4 weeks now because I have to go downstairs, and I've got no feeling in my right leg. So when I walk downstairs, I always have to hold rails in case I miss. Well, if I miss, I'll tear my chest up, so I can't go downstairs right now. And so he's been taking care of my fish. He helped me because I had a tank that had a big problem with the planaria, and I bought some no planaria, and it finally came in, and he's completely treated it for me and did a wonderful job.
That stuff works really good. I have it too. I had 2 tanks that had it, and once I treated it, no issues at all.
Talk or something. I got to blow my nose.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go through some of the highlighted stuff here. Pegasus Arena said, Ed and James. Kaya says, love your streams. Happy your mom's friends. And I want to see Ed dance, please. Here we go. Let's see Ed dance. There you go, Kaya. Hope you enjoyed that. I know we all did.
Yeah.
Get on down through here. I know there was some more highlighted stuff.
Another super chat from Skipper, $10, and a $3 one from Greg the Guppy Guy. And sorry there, James. Didn't mean to.
All good, buddy. BJ Palmer says, Fisherman Fever. I've missed you and Ed, Rico, and Mike recently. So happy to see you folks back. Happy to see everybody hanging out again. Happy to have Ed back around. I know he's got to go away for some more stuff, but he'll be back again. And then we'll get started on this new super sexy project that he came up with. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be so much fun. Yeah, it was a bummer having Rico sick last week and James sick last week because I was looking forward to that. You had Kasha on a couple weeks ago, and I like watched the first 15 minutes or 5 minutes of it, and I fell asleep. But I was on a lot of painkillers at that time. So I was having a hard time staying up for longer than 30 minutes at that time.
I was disappointed, though, Ed, because I didn't really get any text from you that just were like really weird or anything. You know, I was really hoping for something like, well, I know they're stealing my monkeys or something weird just out of the blue, you know.
I never had my glasses, so I couldn't hardly read my texts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think I believe last week was the very first time that there was not a Fish Room Fever family of channels stream on Thursday night in 3 years since you guys started.
Which I mean, technically, we had Kenny do the fill-in, and he's
one job.
Yeah, he's Fish Room Fever family of channels channel. So we had him on there. So we saved that running record there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was weird. That's one of the things that I don't want to say you take for granted, but you definitely get accustomed to with having, a co-host, with having 2 people on a show, is that if one of you is not feeling great, You can walk away for 3 minutes and the other person can hold the show. Whereas if it's a solo act, I'm not going to go on and say, okay, guys, I might have to disappear for 5 minutes while you look at my logo. That's just not good showmanship.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something it's great to have that shoulder to lean on with the streaming.
It is. Oh, let me show you. Oh, gosh, you got to stretch.
Be careful.
Yeah, careful, buddy.
If I wouldn't have blown my nose so much, my shoulders would be a little more stretched out. I got the dowel rod for the fish. So these fish, as soon as I get them all done, I'm going to give out one every episode for 3 months.
I don't mean to interrupt you again there, Ed, but you keep getting super chats too. We talked about Greg the Guppy guy, but Fantastic Freaks, a $2 super chat. Uh-oh. Did you cheat? Did you freeze? Uh-oh.
And it's going to go with... Oh, I'm back. I was able to hear you the whole time.
Okay. That was weird because it caught up and you were like, you were moving really fast.
Oh,
go slow. Cool. Go slow. And Whip's World, again, $3 super chat. My hero.
Oh, Whip, you're awesome. Man, I got an awesome mug from you guys. I didn't want to thank people for all the stuff they gave me because I was afraid that I would miss something, and everything is so awesome. So what I was going to do is, it's like Christmas. I've been just packing like the big giant family dinner table when all the relatives come.
Uh-oh. Froze again there.
He did. Where was it? There was another one. Christopher Medieros says, good to see Ed, Riko, and Fish Room Fever. Peace on, all that good stuff. Christopher, good to see you. It's good to hang out with everybody again. It really, really is. You all are a huge part of my life, especially on Thursdays. There are a lot of people that I've known on here for, a couple years now. So it's always great to hang out with everybody, especially after not seeing everybody for a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Fish fam is very important to me. Very important. Did we lose Ed for good this time? And that's a horrible thing to say. I mean, he might still be able to hear us. He said he couldn't.
Phrasing, sir. Phrasing.
Yes, I should have thought about that.
No, I think it probably he will come back. It's probably switched over his Wi-Fi to the other one that it doesn't need to be on. Need to get him hardwired in.
Yeah,
I tried to do that once, but he had the wireless jumper, and he was like, "We'll just do this." I'm like, "Okay," but we'll get him hardwired one of these days.
He definitely needs it. With all those tanks and stuff down there.
Yeah,
hang on, Rico's on the wrong side. I agree. There's Sandy. Hi, Sandy. I want to buy a handmade Ed fish. I think you're gonna have to get in line, Maria. Although, knowing you're gonna be at the front of the line, but a ton of people want those, and hey, I have that same exact Bubba keg. Wait, hold that up again. I have that. It looks mine's a little bit fatter. I've had it for like 20 years. Those things last forever.
It's been around a while. Yeah.
When I was a beer drinking man, it would fit. I think mine would fit 4 beers perfectly. Maybe it's only 3. Perfectly, right to the top.
Yours definitely bigger than mine. I don't know how many beers this would fit, but I don't think it would fit that many.
I'd fill it up and go outside and read a book.
There you go.
My favorite things to do. There was something there. Oh, Stephen P. making a fresh batch of Girl Scout cookies for Ed. Nice.
Love it.
It is good to see Ed. I missed him so much. Not only with you on Thursday nights, but Ed and I do the Geek Out, the one that's behind us there. And
yeah,
it's a lot of fun. We talk about, and we're going to be able to catch up now because he has Disney Plus, thanks to a Fish Fam member. Helped him out with that, and he's got to catch up on a whole bunch of the shows that we weren't able to talk about. So nice. He told me he's watched a lot of them, so I'm excited to get back to that too.
Well, that is awesome. John Cox says, question for me. Have you ever put the blue-eyed lemon plecos outdoors in summer tubs? I have not done the blue-eyed lemons. I did do just some standard bristle nose. Didn't do phenomenally well, but those seem to be hit or miss for a lot of people, and almost seeming like more miss than hit. I've I've seen quite a few people post videos, and I've talked to quite a few people that have put them out and ended up with pretty much nothing out of it. Or like I know one person put them out, lost the parents, and came out of it with 2 babies. So they pretty much just replaced the older fish with 2 young ones. So definitely something to keep in mind. I don't know why there's not more success, considering how easily they breed, in the home aquaria, why they don't do better in ponds. But for some reason, like Jeremy says, plecos are a pain in the butt in tubs. I'm not seeing a ton of success in the tubs. People have success, I'm sure, but it almost seems like you're better to just do it in the aquarium, and you can get more reliable, repeatable results that way, in my personal opinion.
So sort of in the same vein, hey, there he is. Excuse me. Sort of in the same vein, I overwintered my tub, my pond, and my golden white cloud minnows survived. So they survived in the winter in upstate New York. So that was very cool to see when I went out there, and there was a bunch of them swimming around. The water is so green, but I turned the pump back on and started getting everything cleaned up, and we'll see how well they did. Ed, when you were gone, you had a couple more super chats. Maria Z said she wants to buy a handmade Ed fish, and a lot of people agreed. Sandy, I guess he's not going to give you one, Maria. I think you angered him with that.
Yeah, he's gone now. Paul Stera saying plecos don't like to live rough. That's a fair point. And I did see mention that those weren't breeding in the tank, those blue-eyed lemons. I mean, if you're not doing it already, try getting some brine shrimp in there. I really like the Hikari BioPure brine shrimp with spirulina. Not sponsored, but that has always done wonders for me on getting the egg development going, and getting the plecos lots of protein to breed out. So give it a go. You could get the smaller little cubes of it. I buy the big sheet of it because I go through a lot of it, but maybe try that, see if that helps.
Well, and what different types of things? I mean, have you done a ton of different stuff outside in tubs, or what?
I've not done a lot.
Real quick, okay.
I've not done a lot in tubs. I've done some different guppies and endlers. I've tried the plecos outside. Back in the day, I mean, I had the above ground swimming pool with the pacu in it, pacu, however you want to pronounce them. The big old fish. Back when I did my monster fish keeping, I did some things like that in pools and tubs and that type of stuff. But I've not done a lot of the smaller fish or your standard size aquarium fish in terms of tubbing.
I did guppies last year, and they're going to go back outside again this year. They're still in the tub, and then just the and there's cherry shrimp in there too that did well, and the white cloud minnows, which, like I said, so I bought one of those Tetra pond heaters. They're about this big. Mm-hmm. They run about $40 or so, and it kept that pond just nice and, I guess, warm enough for the fish to survive, and I didn't have to do anything with it. They're looking pretty good. So it's good to know. It was my first year doing a pond, and I wasn't sure how well it was going to do over the winter, but it looks like I can run it over winter, no problem. That's awesome. I didn't see a spike or anything on electricity. It wasn't like this thing used
very cool.
A lot of electricity or anything. So there's Racky said Goodeids. He had Goodeids do well in outdoor tub, completely shaded with duckweed. Excuse me.
That's one thing I'm looking forward to on the new property is a different electrical source, because it's notoriously expensive where I live at. Back in my monster fish keeping days when I had the huge tanks and before LEDs were a thing, really, it was metal halides and lots of T5 lighting. I had a $900 electric bill some months just from the fish keeping.
Wow.
So it's still a little pricey, but not as bad as it was. Wow. But I'm looking to getting out there with a different electrical source, a different water source, and being able to really have some fun and do more outdoor stuff. I think it's great when you can, there's running water on the property and like stream, creek type running water, not just, utilities. So I've always had some thoughts and ideas on utilizing that when I got to a property that I could do it on. So
Yeah.
we're going to set some fun stuff up out there.
Welcome back.
Ed.
Oh,
What do you say?
my computer wanted to do an update.
That's rude.
Yeah, well, I haven't played it much since I've come.
Yeah.
So I've just been doing everything on my telephone. And then all of a sudden, so I didn't do the update. I just did reset.
Did you hear me talk about Maria Z?
You were starting to on my telephone, and then I was trying to turn you up, and I left.
You should never turn me up. Maria Z said, Ed, I went to buy a handmade Ed fish. That's what's hard to say for some reason. And a whole bunch of people would love those. You're going to be hard pressed to supply demand for those. Sandy Rimiker, Cat Hair Craft said, missed you, Ed, $5 super chat. Stephen P says Lillian is busy baking up a fresh batch of Girl Scout cookies for Ed in a $20 super chat. Pegasus Arena, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just said awesome. That she needs to support the Girl Scouts by making lots of boxes of Thin Mints and
it's too bad they didn't
Bell
actually make them, but I guess that could be crazy too because people could be putting stuff in them. You know?
No.
Here's a chat poop for Epic Ed from Pegasus Arena, $2 super chat. Couple of poops and a heart. She pooped on your heart. Too Cooley said, Ed, we love you from the Fish Fam. Don't overdo it. And I think I got them all.
And I've got full bars. I don't know why it keeps skipping out on me. My bars on, they've got one that I can look at next to how many people are watching is only one sometimes.
I was having the same problem the last couple of nights. It was weird. It's been working fine the last couple of nights. Even today, I interviewed Bob Steenfot on Tuesday night, and the first part of it was great. The second half was just horrible.
Well, I enjoyed it.
Well, they're going to have to fix that. I don't spend $50 a month for them to give me shoddy service.
Who wants to see my nasty scar?
Ooh.
I think you guys, with all those super chats, you kind of deserve something gross in your life. Check this out. It is huge.
While Ed is unbuttoning, Melvin Reeves says it's great to see the trio again. Fisher Fever, Chattanooga, Ed, and Riko Stan. Hey, it's great to have the trio back in action. Ed getting undressed here.
Definitely.
I can't wear t-shirts right now because I can't raise. I'm not supposed to raise my arms over my head. Baby cat just knocked over one of my dowel rods. Did you guys understand what I was saying when I was saying like I'm gonna drill a little hole and then stick that up into it and then put it on a base?
Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
Because I've seen those fish. I mean, I've seen those like as birds, but I thought I would do them with fish.
It totally looks like something you would go to, like some little farmer's market and you see some of the crafts that people make. It looks like that kind of thing. Or maybe you go to the Grand Canyon and they've got, the national parks have all these little, it looks like that. It's that kind of professional level to it.
Well, I don't know about professional.
It does. I don't think anybody would disagree with me. Those look amazing and look professional.
I can't wait to start sanding them so they're real nice and smooth.
Too Cooley said a scar of that size would make you very popular in Orcish society.
Well, I mean, honestly, I was expecting him to come out of it like Iron Man with the big thing and
That would have been cool. I've got some big scars on my back too, but we won't show those. I got one that's about this big from where they took my kidney to give to my brother, but it goes across my back. And then I got one going up and down my spine. So I got a lot of cool scars.
You got another super chat from Ash, $1.49, and it's the little black kitty cat. And Maria Z again, $1.99. Ed, scars are the battles we've won.
Yep. I would like to fight a bear so I could have a cool scar like this across my eye, but have him miss. I just think that'd be kind of cool. Walk around like, yeah, I'm this cool forest ranger that fights bears when they eat children. I think that'd be cool. But since I'm not a forest ranger, I don't really need it right now.
That's what I started to go to school for. I was going to be Ranger Rick.
Oh, that makes sense. Well,
I was.
They gave me, you know how you take those tests to find out what you're supposed to be?
The aptitude test, yeah.
Yeah.
My 3 choices, because they give you your top 3. The first one was like a forest ranger or, conservation agent. The next one was politician. And the next one was like a priest or a preacher. And I'm like, a politician and a preacher right next to each other. I mean, I guess they're good at talking to the people. And maybe there are some honest politicians. So,
Well,
but
they're both trying to convince people.
yeah. But then the forest ranger, which is so cool.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to do conservation, but like marine biology. But then I really thought about it. I live in Missouri. What marine biology type jobs? Yeah. And really, there are a lot. I could have got into Bennett Springs where they do all the trout, or, they need them at the zoo because they're constantly fishing the Mississippi and the Missouri and feeding like those real invasive Asian carp. They're not supposed to taste very good. Nobody wants to catch them, but they're so easy to catch. Well, it turns out, I think it was like 78% of the St. Louis Zoo fish eating critters enjoy it. So they've been feeding those carp to at least the zoo.
Nice. At least they're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Fantastic Freaks again, $5 super chat. Got to go, sadly. Great to see Ed back again and to see James and Riko all on the same screen. Stay awesome and fantastic, guys. Thanks, Austin, for all the support.
For sure. Thank you, buddy. And I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's I'm jealous. Lefty's coming down. Sarah's going to be there. Rustic Nashville. I can't remember all the different people. There's going to be quite a few.
A lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I really, Aquatic Con was up there. It was in my top 4. No special order, but Aquatic Con, Fishtoberfest, Triple Crown, and of course the Keystone Clash. So would have loved to made it to Aquatic Con, but it just wasn't in the cards. But like I know, you have talked about is that you guys hoping that this can expand and maybe it'll show up in an area not too far from me in the distant future.
Most
not
definitely.
Too distant future.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
That'd be awesome. And this is Baby Cat X-Do. Nico's sitting over here in the chair. Nico sat on my lap throughout the whole last hour. And then I guess he got tired.
Did we have any questions that we missed or anything? I'm sorry if we
I've
did,
not
guys.
seen any. I've seen some good banter back and forth about the scars and lots of fun talk, but I've not seen any highlighted questions. Last thing I saw was Melvin saying it was great to see the trio. It's great to be back with the trio. People yelling at Ed, Bunny Viper saying, "Quit holding stuff up and reaching, Ed."
There's a question for Ed from BJ Palmer. Hi, BJ. How tall will you make the dowels? Adding some artificial plants to the base to make it look real?
I don't know. We're going to see. Because
that's a good idea. I like that.
I've got to find artificial plants that look good enough.
Yeah. And you were thinking more of a medallion type base, not like a rounded, right? You were just thinking of like a flat base. So would make it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I used to collect the wood birds. I used to, when I'd find a carved bird, I used to collect them whenever I could throughout the years.
Yeah.
And Nico did a really good number on breaking them when I bought Nico, because I kept them up on the shelf. I had like maybe 8 or 9. And I think he maybe broke them all. So I just kind of stopped. He would knock them off and bust them.
Hopefully Rack's not still in here.
I still have the birds. I just need to fix their legs.
Make the base big enough to support it around cats.
Yeah. Get some titanium ones or something.
Jenna P would like to know if you have a favorite Pleco, Ed.
Boy.
Be honest. Tell the people you hate Plecos. You've said it to me many times.
It's true. I'm not a big poop machine fish. I have a bristle nose that I love. I wanted to make him a Cthulhu, and he looks like Cthulhu fish, and I love that. But probably my favorite is an Auto Cat.
What about the watermelon Pleco you were
Oh my God.
testing on for a while? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love the L303. The watermelon Pleco, I think, is amazing. But I don't have a tank to support that big of a Pleco, is my problem. But yeah, I love the watermelon. And
they get pretty good sized?
Yeah, they get over a foot, maybe up to 16 inches about.
Yeah.
And they're big. So
okay.
I really need a big algae filled tank, or, I don't know. To be honest, I love looking at them. I just don't like owning them. James's tank filled with his zebras. Oh my God. There is nothing that can compare to that tank. They're such a gorgeous fish. They're such bright white and such bright black, or if there's such a thing, it's just, they're stunning.
And contrasting.
Oh my God. It is the most beautiful guy there is. So
there was a couple other questions there. Lady Diane, hi there. Haven't seen you in a little bit. It's good to see you. How long did you have to bake the goldfish? I like it very much.
I baked them for about 20 minutes. Most of these were all 15, but
very low.
Yeah.
Sorry.
275 generally 275 for a 1/4 inch of clay. And he's a little thicker than a 1/4 inch, so I gave him 5 extra minutes. But none of these are going to go into a fish tank. So I don't need to overbake them. I just need to make sure that they're going to be solid on the outside.
Yeah. Yeah, different prep if they were going to be in a tank. Most of the other stuff you made in the tank, you did.
This loach is one of my favorites. The clown loach.
They all turned out amazing. Every single one of them, I'm telling you. Ash, again, he said there's a $10 super chat, right. Ash Like Cloud. In Camden, I'm sorry, Ash. I don't know if Ash is a male or female. I'm sorry. I assumed, but I could be wrong. That one's very cool. But Ash gave you a super chat, $10. In Camden Harbor, Maine, I dredged up a baby doll in an urchin drag. She was in a state, but I'd love to send her to you, Ed. Maybe your next mirror baby.
That's super creepy. I bet it smells terrible. But that is so cool. Very cool.
And there was another question too.
That makes me think about making another baby with urchins, like sea urchin things all over it.
Well, hopefully you've been able to. Well, I know for a fact you've watched some TV shows. We talked about that, so I'm looking forward to our geek out and talk about that.
The Mandalorian is amazing, guys. It's amazing. I talked to my surgeon about it today because he saw my wallet and it's a Star Wars wallet, and he's this huge Star Wars nerd. And we were talking about it, and he feels the same way that I do about the 3 new movies. I like the standalone movies. I have nothing against any of them, but I wanted to see Luke Skywalker as a badass, kicking butt and taking names. And they didn't do it, and it upsets me. And it did him too. But these new movies are amazing. The actor that plays Luke Skywalker, now in the movie that they're making, is the guy that Ariel loves.
Sebastian Stan.
Now, is he the same guy who was played in The Mandalorian?
I don't believe so, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't know. I don't think he was on there. No.
That guy sounded and looked so much like a young Mark Hamill.
You know what? It's been so long now. I honestly don't even remember the part where Luke was on there.
Well, he kicks ass, and that's what I needed.
There was another question too, and I got to find it real quick. I'm sorry. Jenna P. How does Ed feel about plushy Plecos? Plushy Plecos.
Oh, I have okay. See, I like looking at Plecos. I just don't like owning them. I have a plushy Pleco. I have a not a snowball. I have the gold nugget plushy Pleco. It's attached to my 200-gallon tank.
I have one too. It's up here, I think. Actually, I don't know if it's either right there. No, I think it's up here. I don't think you can see it. The lights are off on that tank right now.
If you go to the original stuff, when James and I were first starting out like 4 years ago, and I didn't wear a bandana, so my head like reflects the sun. There's the Plecos behind me in those originals.
Skipper says you need to make a Corridori one. Wink, wink.
That is on the slate, is one of the two that's going to be made. I do have this hyphen loach that's similar, but not quite.
And
I want to make a stir by.
Kelly said Ed's thinking of making a baby. Let's not do that on a live stream.
I'm working on 2 threadfin acaras that have made it up, and I need to do a little bit more homework because they haven't laid eggs yet. I gave them their flat rock that I thought it would take, and they haven't done it.
And Ash Light Cloud did say, "All I need is a PO box. I'm a lady."
And sorry, Ash. I think I've asked you that before too, and I'm sometimes I'm bad with remembering, so I apologize. Just to make it easier on Ed, and Ed, unless you'd prefer them just to contact you, but to make it easier on Ed, just shoot me an email, and Myrtle dropped the link right there, and I'll make sure that you get Ed's shipping address.
Yeah,
just as long as we know you. As long as we know you. I haven't been given out to anybody so far. Nobody's requested it that I didn't know. So,
well, I posted it all over my Instagram and Facebook and
the bathroom wall.
Yeah,
I'm not a good tech guy, so Riko is a super tech guy, so he really helps me out a lot, and James helps me out a lot too.
I had a lot of tech problems today. It didn't look that way. Paul said the Luke Skywalker on The Mandalorian was completely CGI'd, including Mark Hamill's voice.
Maybe that's why he looked so much the same and sounded like the same.
Yeah.
Well, I loved it. I loved it.
You know what, Ed? I know you haven't been playing a lot of games recently, but I am playing the Skywalker saga, the new Lego Star Wars game. 2 thumbs up, actually. It's awesome. Amazing. It's a great game. It's huge, massive, so much to do. If you like Star Wars, you'll like some of the Easter eggs and stuff they do, and the humor and just everything. It's a great game. So I suggest it highly. And there's Bob with the $4.99 super chat, and it's the Shibu Inu that I always say incorrectly, the fox cat.
Thank you so much, Bob. You're awesome. I'm going to try. I don't know if I can do it. He asked me to go to a reptile show next weekend. And I don't know if I'll be able to walk that much, but I'll try.
Yeah.
That was one thing. I talked to Kenny, and he promised me he'd have a chair for me. Because I wear out so fast.
Yeah.
I was setting up this room with the lights and the computer and just the stuff behind me, and then everything started going black, like I was about to pass out.
Man, we don't need that.
And it just, if I just do a little too much, it's like everything starts going.
Well, I hope I speak for everybody, but we really appreciate you putting in the effort and coming and hanging out with us. Every stream I went into, people were asking me or Lefty or Bob or whoever, hey, have you heard anything about Ed? Anybody hear anything about Ed? How's Ed doing? Everybody was asking about you. So,
wow.
And everyone should watch Moon Knight, too, Cooley said. There's a goldfish in a properly sized tank. And I have watched it and I enjoy it.
A very properly, big tank. Yes. And I really like that actor a lot. He's awesome.
Sebastian Stan. Oh, yeah.
It's Poe from the new Star Wars series. And I don't hate everything about the new Star Wars series. I absolutely love Poe.
I enjoy him, but you know me, I'm easily pleased when it comes to entertainment.
The only time I didn't like him when he was in the X-Men and he's the bad guy, because I didn't like him as a bad guy. I prefer him to be a good guy.
Yeah.
But he did a good job. I just prefer him as a good guy.
There was something else. Oh, I'm sorry. What?
It's kind of weird how some actors are just bad guys to me and some are good guys.
Yeah.
Do you think it has to do with the very first thing you saw them in? Like it colors your opinion for everything after that?
I
They
think
did
it's
such a good job as a bad guy in this movie, so now I always see them.
I think it's just their face.
Oh, gotcha.
They look like a bad guy to me, or they.
So
look like
would
a good
James
guy.
be a good guy or a bad guy?
James would be a good guy cowboy.
I'd
right.
be the vigilante.
Okay, and me?
You might be more of the guy that they hire to show up and kill someone.
So is that a good guy or a bad guy?
Probably a bad guy, but you'd be awesome. You'd be like that really cool assassin.
It seems like a lot of work. You know how lazy I am.
I know, but you could just use a rifle and collect your $1 million pay and leave.
I would just be like one of the weird guys that they run into during the thing, you know, just some weird aside. Like I just do something really weird and then that's it. That's the only scene I have in the movie.
Yeah. When you show up to town, everybody's worried that they're going to die. And you just came to town to eat some good cannoli. Eduardo. Oh, I was saying earlier, I don't want to thank everybody for all the wonderful things they gave me tonight because I'll miss someone. And I hope I don't miss someone when I make my video. Well, but some things I've eaten, so it might be gone.
Yeah. Believe me, a lot of that was a community effort. There really was. There was a group of people that, you know, again, it's very hard to get everybody, especially when you are trying to keep it a secret. You can't just throw it out there and, you know, ask everybody to send in donations. Everybody would, but there was a group that got together and so it was definitely a community effort. But then there was all these other people that have done stuff entirely on their own as well.
I got drawings from 2 little kids that I love.
And a coloring book that you didn't like.
Yeah, well, I have a coloring book that I can't show on TV.
Yes.
And I don't think I'll ever draw it.
Yes.
But it's really fun to talk about around my mom because it embarrasses me really bad.
The person who sent it to you told me he was sending it to you.
My mom's like, what is that? I don't know. It's really pretty.
Maria Z says, if you want to try, and this only applies to Ed, because she doesn't have enough to spread around. Oh, sorry. Before I get into that, Bob said, Ed, did you get the convertible? Okay. He's joking. He sent you a convertible.
Oh, what? I've been trying to find my title to my convertible, but I can't go down the stairs to look for it. But I was really hoping to start driving my convertible this summer because it's been sitting since I moved to Tennessee. I haven't gotten I drove it for a while with my Missouri plates, but now they're like 3 years old.
Yeah.
I might get a ticket now.
We owned property in Arizona for like the first 10, 15 years that we lived in New York. So I had an Arizona driver's license for most of that time that I lived in New York, even because we owned property there and I still had that as a shipping address. So it was wrong. It was wrong. Maria said, she said, this applies to Ed because she doesn't have enough to spread around. But if you want to try real Plecos, I will send you some of my L236 babies when you're back on your feet.
I don't even know what that is.
I was going to say, which ones are the L236? I don't know any of the Plecos. So
is this where everyone waits for me to chime in?
Yes.
Well, you are the Pleco guy. So
am I the Pleco guy?
You're a Pleco guy.
It is the cracked zebra Pleco. It's a variant. They're really, really pretty fish. They got really cool patterns on them.
Oh, wow. Well, that'd be really neat. I would just want to set up a really pretty tank for them to be the highlight fish. And Sandy Doherty, she makes some great videos about her Plecos, and I really enjoyed looking at all of her Plecos. So it's like, I'm not against Plecos whatsoever.
You just don't like keeping them.
Well, I don't like giant Plecos because they're just giant poop machines.
Oh, gotcha. So like the clown plecos and stuff like that, the little guys.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. It's just most of my tanks are pretty much species only. So that's one other reason. I think I'm going to move my bristlenose into my 55 long with my F1s from Florida that James and Kenny E caught. And just because you'll see him better than the tank he's hiding in right now. I have Synodontis cats that are getting pretty big, and I can't wait to move them into a 40 breeder. And I'm going to set it up just like Lucas Brett's, used to have.
Yeah.
Like his tank. And because I used to love watching them swim in that tank because they look like sharks.
How do you feel about the like blue and green phantom plecos?
Oh, I think they're gorgeous. I think they're amazingly gorgeous.
And is that a good size? That's not too.
I don't think they get over 6 inches, do they?
I'm not sure. I think they get a good size, but not like a foot.
About 9, I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do
max
a 9 inch.
Gotcha. I really
takes forever though.
6
really
or
want
less.
one.
Oh, they're beautiful.
And you were saying earlier something about a bluegill tank, right?
Oh, I've thought many times over the years of making my 200 a bluegill tank.
I have 2 of them in the 29 down here. They're still very small. I caught them out of the bay last summer,
So cool.
early last summer. And one of them's pretty small still, but the other one has really gotten good sized. It's still not very big, at 3 inches maybe, but it's got a lot of personality. It really does. It sits on this side of the tank all the time. It always wants to interact with me and stuff. It's always watching me. It definitely has a lot of personality.
Well, this is kind of a funny story. I bought 8 discus from Discus Hans in the 90s. Okay. I didn't even know who Discus Hans was. He had this awesome brochure with all the pictures of what the discus looked like. And I met him in Chicago. Maybe it was the early 2000s. I wanted angelfish, but there was this huge storm going on in Chicago. And none of the angelfish got in, but Discus Hans got his discus in. And he was selling them for $25 a piece. And they were about, a quarter size. So I bought them just because they were like, well, can't get angels, might as well get these. But at the next week, I bought 200 bluegill for my pond for about $100. And I was looking at all these beautiful bluegill saying, why did I just spend all this money on these stinking discus?
Yeah.
And I just don't even need a heater, But those discus were beautiful discus. I didn't know enough about them, so they didn't live for years on end like I should have kept them. But there was a lot of talk back. Everybody had different opinions on how to treat discus back then.
Oh, yeah.
And I was treating the water way too much. I never follow the numbers, but I followed them so hard with those discus. I ended up killing them. And I even killed the mated pair that I had. Yeah. It's a bummer. But I had them, I guess I had them for maybe 2 or 3 years, 4 years. I don't know. But I wish I would have thrown in bluegill because that would have been really neat.
There's Lefty just came in, and a whole bunch of other people. I mean, we miss saying hi to a ton of people, but all kinds of. How many people are in here right now? I can't see.
90.
Yeah, 91 people watching. A quick correction. It looks like about 7.5 inches is the max out on the Phantoms.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's a little bigger than I would like, but yeah. Oh, Bex won a package from Dr. Anthony. It was a $100 plant package, and she donated it to me.
Oh, that's sweet.
So nice. It's from a store I've never bought from. I think they're called JGK or JKG.
KJE. That's Keith. He's a fellow New Yorker, super great guy. He a while back I wasn't feeling too good, and he said he was going to send me a shirt. He wanted my address, and he sent me a care package filled with all kinds of fish foods and all kinds of stuff. He has a lot of plants that he brings in. He's got a lot of different foods and stuff. And
Oh, well, I put his website on my phone, and he's got beautiful, beautiful plants.
yeah, good guy too. He's going to be at the Keystone Clash. I've met him. I met him at the fish swap in Syracuse, New York, last April. Which there's another one coming up in this month. I might go to. But yeah, good guy, and stands by his products and stuff. And yeah, he's got a YouTube channel as well.
That's awesome. Well,
He's
I'm gonna have
actually-
to look him up.
Actually, I'm going to do a quick plug since you brought him up.
Put him up.
He's
Give him a
very, very close. If he didn't get to 1,000 yet, he's very close to 1,000 subs. So if you haven't, KJE Aquatics, again, good guy, and sells a lot of decent products. Does live streams with the unboxing of all the different plants and stuff he gets in.
Good day, Blake.
Yay,
Oh,
Blake! It's always
that
good to
is
see you.
The best hair under the hemisphere.
Under the hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
Thank you, Myrtle. Hey, Lonnie.
Blake is amazing. His channel has blown up. I don't know. Is he at 17,000 or something?
Something huge, yeah. Like
4
Man,
million.
I think he's the
remember when
biggest
he was a little
Australian.
peepee.
He's the biggest Australian fish tuber, I believe, right?
Oh, what I would do for his hair.
Oh, maybe that other. There's another one too that maybe has more. Maybe has more.
Blake doesn't
Crikey.
share this secret often, but that's actually because he does live in the southern hemisphere. So the toilets, swirl the opposite direction. If you just dunk your head in and flush, you live in that hemisphere. That's the hair you get. It's amazing. I'm jealous.
Well, I'll just start spinning my head the other way in there.
There you go.
Don't do it right now, though.
No,
Yeah,
I would throw up.
ABC says, tell Ed to look up orange spot sunfish. They're native to his area and much more attractive. Lepomis.
Oh,
Also, Keith is only 15 minutes from him. Great guy and shop.
they are some amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't just do plain old bluegills. I would make sure I got some of the pumpkin seed.
Well, I got
sunset.
bluegills on accident, and I did something wrong, and I admitted
Well,
it.
but
when I
there's some
found it.
awesome bluegills too. I didn't
But
mean that as a.
Well, I went collecting, and I took whatever I got and brought it home, and then identified it. And that's the wrong way to do it. You shouldn't be bringing home stuff that you don't know what it is. Like Cold Water Aquatics, they do a lot of collecting in northern Indiana. They have all native fish, and they go out and they know what they have before they bring it home to make sure that they can take care of it. And that's the right way to do it. I did it wrong by just bringing stuff home and then identifying it. So don't do that, people. Do it the right way.
I haven't talked to James about this, but I've been, talking. LRB is personal friends with James and I. We love LRB. And now that he's moved to Florida, we have got to do once he's set up, though. I don't want to bother him until he's set up, but we got to do a collecting with LRB because it'd be something.
Oh, absolutely.
I just want to snorkel in his ponds. I want to snorkel where there's a chance to be an alligator.
I tell you what, he looks really happy.
Oh my gosh, he is so happy. His text messages he sent me, he's like, he says that he feels like he's in heaven.
Yeah. I don't know him like you guys do. I've never met him or anything, but I've watched his stuff for quite a while, and you can just sort of see it. He's more animated in his face. A lot of times when he was doing his live streams, he was just very stoic, but you could just see it. He's excited about everything that's going on, like today in his live stream that he did.
Yeah, I wish so much that I didn't have this heart thing going on, because I would, I told him that James and I would help him transfer fish and stuff because, I didn't know James had a new baby in the house, so maybe he couldn't do it. But, normally James and I can do things like that, but right now I'm just out and about. Can't do it.
And who was it? I missed it now. Where'd it go? Aquatic Jack said Lucas could use help setting up. Yeah, but obviously you're not able to do that right now.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know when I can even lift my hands above my head. Bob asked me if the pills are kicking in. I've actually stopped taking my Oxy. I stopped taking my Oxy 3 days ago because I feel like it's making my kidney sore. I talked to my surgeon yesterday and then another doctor today, and they both think it's just my back spasming because they've checked my urine and it's fine.
That's good.
But it really feels like my kidney is sore. like I took a kidney punch.
And that stuff is so nasty anyways, it can really mess you up. So it's really good to get off it as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah, well, and they've got me on. I take like 6 pills in the morning and 6 pills at night. And then I always take, for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to take blood thinners. And my blood still isn't thinning. It's really weird.
Coumadin? Are you taking Coumadin or?
It's not, it's warfarin. Warfarin? I think that's what it's called. They're trying to figure out, they got to get me to 3. And right now, my blood doesn't want to get thinner than 1.6. For some reason, everything about me is just thick. I don't know. My heart was thick. My bones are thick. My skin is thick. And my blood is thick.
Is that THICC?
I don't know. But he said that
thick.
My heart valve, though, he was thinking it might be so big that it won't clot anyway. So I'm still taking a baby aspirin every day to keep it a little thinner for clotting. But that's the fear, is that it would clot on the valve. But he said this valve that they replaced is the least likely to clog or out of all your artery valves. And it's the biggest one he's ever seen. He just doesn't think that it'll probably clog. But we're still going to try to get my blood thin somehow.
Well, best of luck. I mean, again, we love that you're back, but we don't want you to push it. And, I know next week you probably won't be with us, but hopefully the week after.
Yep.
But only if you're feeling up to it.
Well, every day my rib cage is getting better. And that's what makes me weak, is the rib cage. They had to collapse my lung. And for the longest time, that was really tough. I blowing this thing and I could barely get it to go high. Yeah. Now I have no problem with it. But man, when my lung was, that's why, like that first video, I had a couple of people saying, you got to make a video. You got to make a video. People want to see you after surgery. It's like, man, I am pretty rough. So I did one rough video for people to see me rough. And that was the most I've talked in a long time. This is the most I've talked now.
Yeah.
But
we have gone for an hour.
Yeah, there was something else I wanted to say, but I forgot what it is. But it's all right.
We don't want to wear you out, buddy. We want you healed and healthy and back on your feet.
Yes.
Ed, you're more than welcome to join us on the next, but again, don't push it. It's up to you. I did send you the link.
Awesome.
You do what's right for you. That's again, you're always welcome. I love having you there, but
I'm going to get some water and then I'll try to get back.
Okay. But again, don't push yourself. Once you get up, if you're not feeling it, that's okay. That's okay.
But thank you guys, everybody, for the super chat. Maria, stop it, please. Maria has been so nice. She sent me 2 boxes of authentic Italian pastries.
Ooh.
The day before I went to the hospital. Okay. So I loaded up on cannolis and all this other awesome stuff. I don't know what
Maria.
it was good. So I think she said Napoleon horns, but then I took the boxes and I put them in the freezer because I didn't want my dad to eat them while I was in the hospital. So I still have those in the freezer. But my blood sugar must have been so high when I went in. They thought I was a diabetic. And they were constantly giving me insulin, and they're like, so how much insulin do you take? I said, I don't ever give myself insulin shots. And after they stopped giving it, once they realized I wasn't actually a diabetic, my blood sugar went back to normal. But it was kind of driving me crazy. They really thought I was a diabetic. And I think it's because I ate all those cannolis.
Look at Maria. She's like mortified.
But yeah, I mean, seriously, I kept saying, why are you guys giving me insulin? They're saying, well, you're a diabetic. And it's like, no, I'm not. And they thought that my numbers were just really good because they were giving me these shots. And it's like, just stop giving them to me and find out. And then it turned out, oh, you're not a diabetic. I take pre-diabetic pills, so I don't become a diabetic someday, and it helps curb my appetite. You know, I made this. My doctor came up with this idea to try to help me lose weight, and so I don't become a diabetic. And that's one way to get insurance to pay for pills too. You know, so I take those type of pills, and they just thought I was a diabetic. But thankfully, I'm not a diabetic, so that's good. But yeah, just a crazy, weird thing.
PJ Palmer hit you up with a $5 super chat there.
Oh, thank you.
Kelly Foreman says, and she's threatening to send him Plecos. That's the worst part.
Yeah. Oh, she sent me an awesome T-shirt. She sent me like a Space Cthulhu T-shirt. That's really cool. She sent me this awesome sticker that the next computer I get, I'm going to put it on. Excuse me, I had to burp. I was going to flip the computer down to show you guys the sticker I have on this. I have a Cthulhu one on this one right now, but you can't see it. But when this computer finally shoots its last video, I'm going to get a new one and put Maria Z's new sticker on that one. It's like a diver's bell with a octopus crawling out of it. Oh, it's awesome. But yeah, you guys, you done so much.
Well, we care, man. You are important to us in the Fish fam, so we want to make sure you're aware of that.
We love you, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. You're well loved.
Well, I appreciate it. And you guys, I don't deserve it, but
yes, you do.
Thank you so much. But well, and Blake, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. But let's stop and go over to Rico's. Thank you guys so much. I'll probably be back in 2 weeks, I think. Next week, I'll probably just be this is going to be really painful because they got to cut the old pacemaker out of my shoulder again. So they have this is the pacemaker scar. And it was such a pain because you can't put water on yourself because it'll go straight to your heart. And they say the water has bacteria. So this scar, they said I could be in the shower and have no problem. So, but I had to go to sponge baths, which is really stinky because they really wear you out trying to move around when you got sore shoulders. But, oh well, I digress. Thank you guys for everything. Oh my God, what's my sticker? I can't see my cool $10 sticker.
I just I got to bring it up here. Who you go?
It is.
Go ahead.
It's that cute little fox holding the heart.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You guys, too much. Okay, well, thank you guys for everything. I won't be here probably next week, but I'm hoping I'll be here the week after. My rib cage should be better, and that's what really holds me back. So let's all head on over to Rico and have some more fun over there.